Welcome back, Bob Pompeani, Andrew Fillipponi with you. Before I get to the calls, we have our number one Cochrane Go One Better call of the night. And in just a second, Chris Letang, so far 35 minutes, 9 seconds of ice time. He is just unbelievable when it comes to that. I'll get your comment on that in a second, Pony, but right now let's go to Chris in Kennedy Township with our Go One Better call of the night. What's up, Chris?
Hello, Chris.
Bob, Andrew, it's so nice to talk to you both from the comfort of my living room. I would love to be on the show tonight, but I actually don't envy Andrew standing there with you guys both having to keep tabs on this game, which has been phenomenal, by the way, Penguins and Rangers. I want to get both of your formal opinions on the record. I did not catch the open to the show on the goalie interference, yes or no, and whether or not you guys think the Penguins skated on one there and that game probably should have been over 4-3 in regulation.
I thought, Chris, it should have been a goal, only because I've seen too much in playoffs where they allow things to happen more than they do in a regular season. Now, if you're the Penguins, you had no choice. And Sullivan and his staff, Andy and Madison, who handled the video portion, they have been terrific all season. Andrew, they haven't missed once. So once they challenged, I had a feeling they were going to get it. But I thought it should have been a goal for New York. I know you differ on that.
Well, so you're blaming Brian Dumoulin then. You think Dumo screwed up there, giving the guy a little nudge.
No. What I'm saying is I think they let that stuff typically go in the postseason. I was surprised they changed it. That's all.
Well, I don't want a game to end that way. I mean, did the goalie have any chance of making a save? He was completely taken out of that play, Bob.
Because of a great play by Capo Caco. That's why, and he made a beautiful assist.
You are so obsessed with Capo Caco. You've been talking about this guy. You have, and you know I'm right about that.
Yeah, but
you're always looking for an excuse to talk about this guy.
I like him and Kotkaniemi. Another guy I love, plus Andrew Beauvillier, but he's not in the playoffs this year, but go ahead.
Well, look, you brought up Letang, 35 years old. You know, I wonder about his future with the team, given his contract situation. His old agent is Montreal's GM now. He's a French Canadian. And, Bob, I mean, he's going to demand, what, $9-10 million a year? I think he could fetch that from Montreal. I think they'd be desperate enough to give him that. And if that's the case, can you give a 35-year-old or 36-year-old defenseman 5 years, $50 million? I don't think you can.
If they want to go 5 years, the answer is no. If they go 3, and if it's $8 to $9 million, I'd say yes. Term matters to me when you're dealing with a 35-year-old. The money is the money. He deserves the market. Malkin's in a little different situation there because, he hasn't played consistently the way I think people expect him to. Letang, on the other hand, I can't imagine anyone taking over the minutes that he would leave behind.
Well, I think every defenseman other than Letang is pretty much underachieved this year. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
And Brian Dumoulin could be, who knows? I mean, he's had not the best year, although he's still one of their best plus-minus guys, and he's a good player. But he also gets to a point where he may need a new contract, too, eventually, and they may not be willing to pay that one. So, plus they got Raquel and Russ to worry about. So who of these people do you keep, and how much do you have to keep?
Well, that's why it feels like this is it for them. And I know we've been saying that for years. Whenever the Penguins go one and done in the playoffs, people say things like it's over, blow it up, they'll never win a Stanley Cup. But, it would have taken a huge trade and a lot of guts by either Jim Rutherford or Ron Hextall to make that happen. Now, really, the Penguins don't control that anymore. The ball's been ripped out of their hands because Malkin and Letang and Rust can sniff free agency. And so even if they wanted to, bring everybody back and, have these guys finish their careers here, these stars might not agree.
Right.
And that's what brings the height and urgency to these playoffs, Bob. And that's why I felt like the Penguins would beat the Rangers because at the very least, they're not going to go out in the first round again. I just think Malkin, Letang, and Sid have too much pride in themselves to have that happen again.
No, I agree. But I said that last year, too. And here they are, 4 straight series losses in the playoffs. So hopefully that changes.
Shesterkin is a big baby and a big trash talker, and he hasn't really backed it up in this game. 3 goals. He's supposed to be the Vezina. He shouldn't be giving up 3 goals in a playoff game. He's supposed to hold teams to 2 or 1.
Although he made a great glove save on Kapanen. Let's go to Tara in Slippery Rock. Tara, welcome to the program. Go ahead.
Hi, Tara.
Hello. How are you guys?
Good, thanks.
I think they're definitely going to the Stanley Cup this year.
Well,
yes, I believe in them. I believe black and gold.
Well, we appreciate that, Tara. They need people like you for sure. Show up at the games, too. A lot of people haven't bought tickets this year as much, and They
Bob.
can use all the support they can get there. Yes.
I just figured something out. Maybe didn't the guy who called in first sound like Mueller? Am I missing something here now?
You think that was him?
It was a guy named Chris.
Yeah,
that
but he was
sounded like Mueller.
I would have known, and I think you would have known. You work with him every single day. I would have known if he was trying.
I know, but now I'm starting to put two and two together, and I just know how slippery Mueller is, and he's trying to get one over on us probably, Bob. I just have a weird suspicion that that's what happened.
When this is over, I'll go back and listen again and try to figure out. But I didn't think that right off the bat. Let's go to Sarah.
Well, he should be banned as a caller. He gets 2 shows a week. He shouldn't be allowed to call in.
Sarah is in Shadyside, and you're on the sports call. What's up, Sarah?
Well, good evening, Bob, and good evening to your partner. I like the way you battle opinions. What a good team
Thank you,
you
Sarah.
are. And also, I want to give my compliments and congratulations to the MLB. They finally caught up when this review call, like when there's a bad call and you want to get it right, when it wasn't being spoken and just sign language with hands. Now this year I noticed that they're doing the talking just like they do in NFL and NHL and the NBA. And so when the referees...
Well, they finally did it. It took forever, and I wanted a goal. I wanted an explanation tonight. The referee came on and said, no goal, goalie interference. Tell me more. I want to know more.
Well, what was a more egregiously missed call? Was it that bump in goalie interference, or was Raquel getting decapitated and the guy only getting 2 minutes for it after review? To me, that's way worse.
Whatever. I want to. They have the mic on. They've been told to give a better explanation other than no goal or goal overturned.
Oh, they were told that?
Yes, I think so. At least some of the minor officials I know, I think, have brought that up to me. That it was brought up. I don't know where or when. Maybe in the off season. But I do want to hear more, don't you? I would like to hear.
I mean, Gene Steratore would give a dissertation for 5 minutes after a play in the NFL, and I liked that. He was very thorough.
I miss Ed Hockley because he would talk himself into a corner and have to talk himself out of the corner, and that would be difficult. We got a holding on number 72, and actually it was 62, but he held below the knees, and he was forced to hit him behind, and then when you do that, you're one of those kind of things. Anyway, let's go to Steve, who joins us on line 1. Steve, what's up?
Hi, Steve.
Hi, guys. Hey, listen, I'd like your opinions on the college portal.
I hate it because I think it's going to go completely out of control. I don't disagree that people need to get money, but now when you start inviting agents into play, you invite tampering, you invite a lot of things. He has every right to go after. Jordan Addison should. Quite frankly, Andrew, the NFL should allow anyone who wants to play, no matter what your age is. If you're in high school and you want to play, go ahead. Guess how many people would do that? Very few.
I'm happy you brought that up because we had somebody who covered Texas A&M football on today who said if the defensive tackle there, Leal, was allowed to leave after 2020, he would have been a top 15 pick. But the rule forced him to stay in college the next year, and it was this guy's opinion that he thought he really kind of, played conservatively this year because he didn't want to get hurt. Because he was trying to protect himself for the NFL. So you don't want that, Bob.
No.
I agree with you. I mean, if these guys want to go, they should, and let the NFL decide if they're ready or not.
I totally agree. And if you're going to go this far, go farther. We got to take a break. And the Penguins are getting ready for their second overtime. We'll be back right after this on Pittsburgh CW and 93.7 The Fan.